And Zackery says, if you could bring a dead / retired car brand back to life, which brand would you choose to bring back? First brand that pops into my brain is Pontiac. I think I love that everything was really kind of geared towards performance. Obviously there's some debatability there about, towards the end it was a little softer, but I love that brand. And I think that Pontiac, if they had nurtured it and marketed it correctly, with the G8 could have been just as successful as the Charger if they were given the resources. And apparently that was the whole thing with the SS, and the G8 was a setup to specifically deplete a certain amount of vehicles. And they never wanted it to be a huge success, which is why they kind of phoned it in on the marketing, I guess, and the branding and the styling and everything. But I think that GM could have had the same exact success that they had with Dodge Charger and Challenger with Pontiac if they would have done a new, like, really solid, awesome GTO. I mean, even the GTO from 06 or from 04 to 06 was actually pretty cool in my opinion, even though, again, styling wasn't super exciting. Good car, though. I reviewed one many years ago and loved it. But I think if they would have actually, if they could have, invested in Australia and invested in that production over there of the, SS sedan, the G8, and then the GTO, and then made a next generation, made them world class, and made them, a separate thing from the Camaro, and a separate, or even if they would have just even copied GM's notes, just, rebadge Camaros. And I think even that would have been great. But, I think the Australian stuff was so good. And if they could have, invested in that, then the next generation of that could have been right up there with Charger and Challenger, in my opinion. Put it in a cool movie to give it some extra cred if you want, whatever. But I think that Pontiac was a huge missed opportunity for them. I also think, again, this isn't probably an exciting brand. I'm sure people were probably hoping for more exciting answers from me here, but I also think like Saturn is a prime, like, Tesla competitor. If you want to have like a futuristic EV brand, a sub brand within GM, bring back Saturn. I mean, the name alone, at least to me, still sounds futuristic. It could be this experimental thing like it was back in the 90s there. And I think that bringing Saturn back could be really cool for GM to kind of have a license to take more daring styling decisions and go out on a limb a little bit more. I think that could be a really cool way to do it. So as you can see, I'm nostalgic for the GM stuff. So I think those are my top two off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of any others that's I'd like to see Saab. Saab was just quirky. I'm not quite as passionate about Saab as I am about the others, but I would have liked to see Saab do well. And I was bummed whenever the sale didn't work out, in the early 2010s there. It would have been great to see Koenigsegg be able to do a mainstream brand with Saab like they were originally considering, and then just weren't able to get the funding. But I would have loved to see Saab, continue to be, a great Volvo competitor, and same kind of thing we see with Volvo, and have that, from Saab. I think would have been cool. But I think, yeah, for sure, it's got to be Pontiac and Saturn for me.